Today is August 1st, 2025. Okay? I am so tired of this. We went over to Carl's friend's Leah. Her name's Leah. We were talking. I was talking about that idiot in my old apartment. Bragging how he's part of this big scam with my ex-husband. And telling people they should be afraid of me. She said, "Oh, I found out what he's saying. He tells people that you hurt children. And the police won't even ask you questions. And told people to scream stuff at you." If you actually hurt a child, the cops would arrest you so fast it ain't funny. You know what I told her? I said, you know why the cops won't say anything? Because I actually called the FBI. They opened a real case. With real police surveillance for protected custody. Statements. Real police surveillance. After the case started, my ex-daughter-in-law, Melissa, was friends with Dave's ex-girlfriend. The girlfriend at the time was Michelle. Had the kids make up some mean games of pretend. And then on Thanksgiving of 18 in a legally bugged house, they made everything up. And they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa. And Grandma needed to get out and all this other stuff. And later on the floor, they made everything up. They were games of pretend, laughing sick shit. Why do you think the police don't say anything to me? They taped them saying they were lying. The FBI and police were mad enough, because they already sold the login, confronted them. In Walmart 62, why are they having those kids make all that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. I told Leah that. I said, and like Officer John, which I found out he's a federal agent. His name's not John. But they say John's here to take care of care, and I look over, he says something nice. I thought his name was John. Canton police were talking about the officers that watched me, so I thought he was an officer. So I named him. She laughed, and I said, he stopped men at the door. Will those kids get taped stating they made everything up? I said, my other granddaughter, it took me a year later to find out what they were pretending, because the cops would only say they'll make up something, call you a bad word. I said, my God, I would have spanked them all. I said I was at Braille's first party, October 23rd, 2019. And I said, you know how mad I was when they said the house wasn't meant for Grandma? It was meant for Auntie Shell and Papa. And Grandma needed to get out. And then, and she's like, that's not what they said. They said this. And it was filthy. Make up something, call me a bad word. My God. Josh was like, ew, don't say that again. It's not true. Well, of course it's not true. Well, of course it never happened. We made it up. They were games of pretend. She said that's why they don't say anything. They got him lying. I said, yeah. And they have confronted these people several times. I said even March 23rd, 23, 2 federal agents came in and yelled in Walmart. We told these people to stay out of this. We interviewed her whole family. She's never hurt anyone, and nobody's ever seen anything. It was just some lady thought she could make money off of it. Yeah. So she said, that's what's going on. I said, yeah. They taped them all lying. And these people, how they frame me. She said, he's going around town telling everybody you hurt children, and the police won't even question you, and told people to scream stuff at you. Agent John, he told everybody he was in the office when the scam of the dirty doctor, that's not one of mine, works for them, and they lied, and he was in there lying to you, defrauding you with that scam. And he's so deranged, he thought you gave him special permission to hurt me in any way he wants. He can do whatever he wants when you know he can. You need to arrest that bastard. And him outside looking at me and Carl going, you need to wipe that smile off his face. And the people in Louisville are too dumb to realize they need to be scared of him. He's part of a big extortion ring, breaking in people's homes, stalking them, selling kiddie porn and little kids going potty, having people drugged for fake confession, photoshopped and framed in stocking tapes, and having people drug, beat, and raped in their own home and human trafficked, and trying to steal money from them, and having them almost killed, and extortion under attempted murder. Now, people aren't smart enough to be afraid of him. But they tell him, he tells people they should be afraid of me for being a drugged up rape victim. Like they said, trust me, we were never interested in her. See, they told that agent they had sodium pentothal reports. They were drugging me to get the truth out of me, where they were drugging me to frame me. They had photoshopping and washing, and like that one investigator said, where Karen uploaded that video of her getting the dogs inside. I forgot how big Karen was when the case started. I was huge. He said I did a body ratio of the tape of Weird With Yourself. It wasn't even her. But they said they photoshopped a shower scene in the other room of me washing. That's why nobody knew about it. Here to find out it. They just put my head on somebody else's body. I have a tape of confronting Dave that of a man walking towards our house disappeared. It glitched, froze. They caught them, and we only had 3 outside cameras into a little $200 thing from Home Depot. There's no firewall. There's no security because it's not like an internet computer. It's just for the monitors. Hacking into that for them, they hacked into the FBI case and sold it. Was child's play. And they caught him taping over things. They have laughed in my face lately. They're supposed to have me out there beating animals. My God, that never happened. And I don't think their bitch move of drugging me and telling me to say horrible stuff and then run around lying. Oh, John verified it for Will. No, he didn't. See, that's where, no, he didn't. He wasn't part of it. Thanksgiving of 18, I asked him what's going on. He's like, I don't know. I told Melissa, his ex-wife, that you're going through a divorce, going to be moving out. She'll have the kids and make up something, but don't worry about it. Nobody can say anything bad about you. She'll have her church people make up something too, but don't worry about it. No one can say anything bad about you. It'll just be made up because of the divorce, and you're going to be moving out. I said you shouldn't have said anything till it happened, but I did, and since nobody can say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. They taped him. All right. And then a year later, Melissa was in it with Dave. Her turn to get John. Sneaks into his house. He doesn't know she's there. Dropped off the kids, thought she left. He goes to use the bathroom, comes out, she screams, lunging at him. Being startled, somebody screamed, lunging at you, shove him. Right? Defense mode. Laugh now, I got you. Had him arrested domestic violence. Had to bail out, get attorney, pay fines. Lost his kids for a year. He called me and he said, Mom, I need a reliable name to put on the court records to pick up the kids. And I said, John, I work 2 jobs. I don't get off the first one, let alone the second one. I barely make it now. He's like, Mom, if you don't help me, these are my kids. I'll lose them forever. I said, John, I'll lose my apartment. I don't make enough now. He's like, Mom, if you don't help me, I'll lose my kids forever. I said, John, I won't have a place to live. I can't. I'm sorry. He lost his kids. Eventually moved to Florida. Been there for about 4 years. Remarried to a beautiful woman. Comes visits the kids a couple times a year. Hell would freeze over for you to help Melissa. Now, he said he needed a reliable name. Was he part of it? No. He told the investigators in front of me. Why are they taping? That no one could say anything bad about me. What did the FBI say? Why are they having those kids make that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. See, Melissa's an electrical design engineer. They make $95,000 to $145,000. She's been one for over 10 years. Probably makes $145,000. John made over $150,000 being an electrician. Oh, over 10 years ago. He has to give her like $30,000 in child support. If she can't make it on $145,000 to $175,000, he tell her she wanted to be sole parent that bad to destroy him. Tell her to figure it out her damn self. And if you help her, it's a slap in his face. Hell would freeze over. See, they're lying. I found out last month they had some guy driving around with him saying he was John, asking them people to help hurt me. When they found out John lived in Florida for years, they didn't find it funny. They had somebody impersonate my mom, bad-mouthing me. They're supposed to have impersonated Danny and Jen reporting the shower scene, and they won't have nothing to do with it. They had somebody impersonate me, cost me a job at Advanced America. It's a scam. They keep telling you. They told you in 18 and 19, everything's a lie. They photoshopped all their lies. Made everything up on me. Drugged me and told me to say all kinds of stuff before. Framed me. 18. Incompetency is not acceptable. Where that investigator from 18 walked in July 26, 25 to Walmart 62. I told a couple in Walmart, in Bob Evans, not to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago, and he said nothing bad ever happened to him. Where the FBI agents said, we interviewed her whole family. She's never hurt anyone. Nobody's ever seen anything. It was just some lady thinking she could make money off of it. I would like to know, was that the lady with the Louisville police, May 30th, 25 at 1 o'clock in the morning, saying how she thought I was dumb and I didn't know surveillance laws? Saying how she sat in Dixie and Melissa up to be arrested? You know, there was a lady officer in uniform, squad car, May or June of 19, called me one of Harry's girls. Looked right at me. You know who Harry is? He's a human trafficker that bought me. That's not funny. And you'll have her under police surveillance in 19 saying it. She had dark hair. I want you to think about that. Yesterday, I went up to get my notary, my fingerprints redone, fixed everything on the Secretary of State stuff. I got one more thing I have to upload. I got to go back for my hour training, got my background check. Some guy walked into the BMV in North Canton, said, I found out they really can't say a word to her. I went to leave and some lady's in there. Heard Karen's will, thought he could come down here and steal everything from her new husband. See, these people have been telling people they're going to steal my new husband's farm. They won't touch it. And his stepchildren that stole all that money from him and his second wife was a piece of work. She married him. Not much longer after they were married, she wouldn't even let him touch him for over 15 years. She took all his money. When he got a settlement, gave it to her kids, nothing to his. They're stepchildren. They're not entitled to nothing. And then after she died, they came over and bullied money off of him. I told his attorney that. And then how his real son, Rick, was trying to steal his farm and all his money. And she said, write him out of the will. Call the police on him. And don't sign anything. Oh, you could get that disputed and thrown out anyways. But he never signed anything for him. And he better be good too. Oh, we sat and talked about where his second wife wanted her son to inherit half of everything from Carl. Well, he's a real bad drunk, and he does drugs. She said, Carl, you'll probably outlive him. Wrote him out of his will. It's going to his real children. It's going to be sold for any outstanding debts. And then the money distributed among his biological children. His son and daughter. He's got a third daughter, but she stole all kinds of stuff from him. He don't want to leave her anything. See, that's where stepchildren have no rights at all. And boy, do they got a act down. My daddy. He's not their father. I need money, my daddy. And they're my age. Last one did that, gave him $4,000 last year. Is that all? And how dare you like her with my dead mommy? They haven't been out at dead mommy's grave in 2 years. I had to pick out her headstone. They didn't love her. They think they're entitled to that man's money and farm. They've been wrote off for a good 6 months. Not 4 to 6 months, at least. They get nothing. They need to realize it. And these people better stop playing with my sweet husband. It will stay his farm till he dies. Stepchildren will get nothing. And that lady may be playing with them, saying how they could help steal it. His friend Joy, their friend Al, tried to get a shyster attorney to get her listed incompetent. He should get her house and money. Oh, I called the Dog Protective Services. Carl went to the sheriff's. They got nipped real quick. He's not allowed back. You cannot try to steal and extort money or things from the elderly, or let alone anyone else. Do you understand? You will learn to leave Carl alone. And these reprobate stepchildren had already stole thousands and thousands of dollars. And that Bubba stole him like $6,000. Paid him 2 payments in a year. Last time he had to show up right after Father's Day. Said Deb needs more money. He said, I'm not giving her another dime. I don't have it. Too bad. She's family. You'll give it to her. No, we won't.